The Great Wall of China, a monument across millennia. It stretches across deserts, winds over mountains, and snakes through valleys. A colossal creation unlike anything the world had seen. Spanning continents and centuries, the Great Wall of China is not just a wall. It's a testament to human ambition, fear, and resilience. Built by emperors, defended by soldiers, and shaped by history, this is the epic story of the Great Wall of China. A structure so vast, it defies imagination. The roots of the Great Wall stretch back to the 7th century BCE, when rival Chinese kingdoms built their own regional fortifications to defend against one another and nomadic raiders. These early walls, constructed mostly from packed earth, served as defensive lines between fractured states. In 221 BCE, the first emperor of a unified China, Qin Shi Huang, ordered the merging of these scattered defenses. He envisioned a massive barrier that would guard his empire's northern frontier against the fearsome Xiongnu, a confederation of nomadic warriors. This marked the creation of the first Great Wall, though it was far from the structure we recognize today. It was rough, rushed, and functional, not yet the grand masonry of later dynasties. Even in its earliest form, the wall symbolized more than defense. It marked the edge of the civilized world. The Great Wall was not the work of one emperor or even one era. It was a project that spanned more than 2,000 years. Each dynasty added its own touches, building, repairing, demolishing, or relocating parts of the structure to meet the military needs of the time. The Han dynasty extended the wall further west to protect the Silk Road. The Northern Wei, Sui, and Tang dynasties made additions and reinforcements, but the Ming dynasty created the most famous and iconic version of the wall. Between 1368 and 1644, the Ming rebuilt much of the wall using bricks, cut stone, and tamped earth, creating more durable and defensible fortifications. They added elaborate watchtowers, beacon platforms, and fortified passes, especially near Beijing. This is the version most people picture today: grand, robust, and intricately engineered. Altogether, the wall's total length, including overlapping and branching segments, reaches over 13,000 miles, 21,000 kilometers, across 15 provinces. While military defense was the wall's primary function, it served many other roles over time, preventing large-scale invasions from the north, especially by nomadic tribes like the Xiongnu, Mongols, and others, controlling trade and monitoring caravans along key sections of the Silk Road, regulating migration, taxation, and movement in and out of the empire. Psychological warfare, projecting the power and reach of Chinese civilization. The wall was lined with watchtowers, spaced every few hundred meters. These served as outposts for guards and signal towers. At the first sign of an attack, soldiers would light beacon fires, relaying messages across vast distances in minutes. It wasn't just a structure. It was an ancient communications network, a logistical system, and a political symbol all in one. Constructing the Great Wall was one of the largest human efforts in ancient history, and one of the most brutal. The workforce was made up of soldiers assigned to construction duties, peasants and farmers conscripted through labor taxes, Prisoners and criminals offered reduced sentences in exchange for service. Forced laborers, many of whom were worked to exhaustion. Conditions were extreme: blistering heat in summer, freezing winds in winter, remote mountain terrain, and minimal supplies. Thousands, perhaps hundreds of thousands, died during its construction. Legends say the bodies of the fallen were buried within the wall itself, leading to its nickname, the longest cemetery on Earth. Though likely exaggerated, it reflects the immense human cost behind this monumental project. One of the most persistent myths about the Great Wall is that it's visible from space with the naked eye. In truth, this is mostly false. The wall is long, but it's also relatively narrow, often blending into the natural terrain. Astronauts report that it's no easier to see than any other man-made object from low Earth orbit without aid. However, modern satellite imaging and radar systems can clearly detect its winding path across China. While it may not be visible from the moon, its cultural visibility on Earth remains unmatched. As the centuries passed, dynasties fell and borders shifted. By the Qing dynasty, which ruled from 1644 to 1912, the Great Wall had lost its military relevance. Instead of fighting northern invaders, the Qing had assimilated them. Many of their rulers were Manchu, once considered outsiders. Parts of the wall were abandoned, looted, or left to the mercy of the elements. Over time, sections crumbled due to wind and rain erosion, earthquakes and landslides, local villagers reusing bricks for homes and farms, modern urban and industrial expansion. Today, roughly 30% of the original wall has disappeared, but in recent decades, the Chinese government has launched restoration and preservation efforts, especially around tourist-accessible sites like Badaling and Mutianyu near Beijing. The wall is now protected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the new 7 wonders of the world. The Great Wall stands as a symbol of China's enduring spirit and its ancient need for unity and protection. The ingenuity of ancient engineers who built across mountain ridges and deserts without modern tools. The extraordinary price of security, paid in both time and human lives. The blend of myth and memory where fact and legend often walk side by side. The Great Wall is not just a wall. It's a timeline in stone, a frontier of empire, and one of humanity's most ambitious architectural achievements. It remains a defining image of China to the world, awe-inspiring, ancient, and eternal. If you are fascinated by the scale and legacy of the Great Wall, please like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell for more epic stories from ancient history. Join us again on Human Odyssey Through Time, where history's most haunting mysteries and people are brought back to life